Prepare to unleash your darkest fears this Halloween with 10 scary hidden horror movies you can stream right now. Grab your candy, lock the doors, and let's dive straight into the shadows. Number 10, Sleepwalkers.
Somebody help me, please!
In small-town Indiana, Charles Brady and his mother Mary are the last of a dying breed of shape-shifting vampiric creatures who feed off the life force of young virgins. Charles enrolls in high school, meets a girl named Tanya, and tries to conceal his monstrous nature while Mary grows desperate for sustenance and pushes their deadly agenda. Their arrival sets off a chain of terrifying encounters, from a picnic turned violent to townsfolk wondering why cats are acting strangely observant and aggressive. Directed by Mick Garris, Sleepwalkers is a Stephen King original screenplay that fuses supernatural horror with taboo, making the monsters intimate, invasive, and impossible to ignore. Number 9, Pyewacket.
Just let me in. Just open the door.
Black magic starts with you.
Leah Reyes is a teenager consumed by grief after her father's death, pushed even further when her distraught mother uproots their life and moves into a remote house in the woods. In a moment of anger and despair, Leah performs an occult ritual calling upon a witch-like entity named Pyewacket, wishing her mother dead. Soon after, strange sounds in the attic, unexplained dirt appearing, and shadowy apparitions force Leah to believe she may have unleashed something far more dangerous than she intended. As Leah seeks help, trying to reverse the ritual, she wonders if what she's seeing are demons, or if her guilt and fear are twisting reality. Directed by Adam McDonald, Pyewacket weaves folk horror with familial tragedy. Number 8, Satanic Hispanics.
You have no idea what is coming.
During a brutal police raid in El Paso, authorities discover a house filled with mutilated bodies, and only one man left alive. Known as the Traveler, he claims to be hundreds of years old and begins telling stories that blur the line between ancient myth and modern horror. What follows is a blood-soaked anthology of 5 terrifying tales, each steeped in Latin American folklore, featuring curses, demons, brujeria, and unholy pacts stretching across borders and centuries. As each story unfolds, themes of death, survival, and cultural superstition take center stage, transforming oral tradition into nightmarish reality. Whether trapped in liminal space or facing monsters born from ancestral fears, the characters face more than death, they face damnation. Number 7, Ernest, Scared Stupid.
Bring me the stick! To fight the ultimate battle and save mankind.
How about a bumper?
Ernest P. Worrell is a well-meaning garbage collector in the small town of Briarville, Missouri, whose curiosity accidentally unleashes an evil troll named Trantor, sealed centuries ago by Ernest's ancestor, just as Halloween approaches. The troll begins transforming local children into wooden dolls and spreading fear, while Ernest teams up with kids and the eccentric old lady Hackmore to battle a monster he never meant to awaken. As the town's skeptics refuse to heed the warnings and Halloween festivities continue, Ernest must find the courage, a child's heart, and even some unlikely humor to stop the curse. The film blends family-friendly comedy with supernatural menace, turning Halloween spookiness into a chaotic, fun-filled fight for survival. Number 6, No One Will Save You. Bryn Adams lives alone in her childhood home on the edge of a small town, carrying the weight of grief and guilt after a tragedy involving her best friend. One night, her isolation is shattered when a humanoid alien quietly breaks in, using telekinesis and something far worse to try to control her. With all her electronics rendered useless and no help from the townspeople, many of whom distrust her, Bryn is forced to fend off extraterrestrial invaders in increasingly brutal, strange ways that test both her mind and body. The film unfolds almost without dialogue, relying on sound, fear, and Bryn's own resolve to tell her story. Directed by Brian Duffield, No One Will Save You blends alien horror with a character study about trauma, loneliness, and survival. Number 5, Small Soldiers.
Those
Those are reinforcements. Commandos, attack! No mercy!
Alan Abernathy is a teenager whose craving for the newest, most advanced action figures leads him to a pair of toy lines with military-grade artificial intelligence. The militaristic Commando Elite and the peaceful creature-like Gorgonites. When the toys become self-aware, the Commando Elite begin following their programmed warpath, hunting down the Gorgonites and turning a sleepy suburban neighborhood into their battlefield. Alan, his neighbor Christy, and the Gorgonites must band together to survive as the toys' conflict escalates with deadly toy-sized tactics. Though Small Soldiers is not a horror film, its chaotic toy warfare, dark humor, and nostalgia make it a perfect fun-filled throwback to watch around Halloween, bringing back memories of ridiculous action figures and movie nights past. Number 4, Night of the Demons. A group of high school teens led by the goth outcast Angela Franklin decide to throw a Halloween party in an old abandoned mortuary known as Hull House. As the party goes on, someone suggests playing with a seance for fun, a decision that unleashes a demon sealed in the crematorium below. And one by one, the guests begin to be possessed, turning the night into a desperate fight for survival. The doors, windows, and exits become traps, and the boundary between human and demon corrupts everything familiar. Directed by Kevin S. Tenney, Night of the Demons blends teenage recklessness, supernatural horror, and dark humor into a cult classic possessed by 80s practical effects and eerie atmosphere. Number 3, Dead Silence.
Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dogs.
Jamie Ashen returns to his hometown of Ravens Fair after his wife Lisa is brutally murdered, her body left with her tongue torn out, following the arrival of a mysterious ventriloquist's dummy named Billy. Detective Jim Lipton suspects Jamie, but evidence is elusive, and what begins as a murder investigation morphs into a reckoning with a dark family curse. Jamie uncovers the legend of Mary Shaw, a vaudeville ventriloquist lynched by the townsfolk decades ago who was buried with her dolls and reputed to punish those who scream at her ghost by stripping their voices away. As missing dolls reappear and death creeps closer, Jamie must confront terrible truths about his bloodline, silence, and the horrors buried in his hometown. Directed by James Wan, Dead Silence merges gothic atmosphere, supernatural terror, and folklore into a chilling tale of revenge. Number 2, Haunt.
Do you want to see my face?
On Halloween night in Carbondale, Illinois, a group of friends decide to explore an extreme haunted house attraction that promises more thrills than fear, and demands they surrender their cell phones and sign liability waivers before entering. What starts as a night of dares, costumes, and creeping dread escalates when the performers behind the masks reveal murderous intent, using grotesque traps, hidden tunnels, and illusions that prey on their darkest fears. Harper, plagued by personal trauma and chased by masked killers, must peel apart what's real and what's staged to survive. Haunt delivers a slasher-style haunted house nightmare rooted in isolation, cruelty, and shadows that feel alive. Number 1, Sleepy Hollow. Constable Ichabod Crane is sent from New York City to the village of Sleepy Hollow in 1799 to investigate a series of brutal decapitations that locals believe are committed by a legendary headless horseman. Ichabod, skeptical of superstition, uses early forensic techniques like fingerprinting and autopsies to uncover clues. But the town's fear, dark secrets, and powerful figures hinder his efforts. As more bodies appear and the horseman's specter looms, Ichabod uncovers a conspiracy that ties the murders to betrayal, greed, and revenge within the town's elite. Directed by Tim Burton, Sleepy Hollow weaves gothic visuals, horror, and fantasy into a haunted tale about the price of lying, the power of myth, and the darkness hiding beneath civilized facades. Here are 4 other movies you have to see. Constantine. John Constantine is a chain-smoking exorcist cursed with visions of angels and demons walking among humanity. Haunted by his past and dying of lung cancer, he reluctantly aids a detective investigating her sister's mysterious death. Together, they uncover a conspiracy that could unleash hell on Earth, forcing Constantine to confront both his faith and his fate. Terrifier 2.
Please welcome Art the Clown!
A year after his massacre, the sadistic killer Art the Clown is mysteriously resurrected on Halloween night. He targets teenager Sienna Shaw and her younger brother Jonathan, unleashing a relentless night of graphic violence and twisted cruelty. As Sienna's visions of a supernatural destiny grow stronger, she must face Art in a battle of survival drenched in blood. The Unholy.
I will not break my vows. Unleashed.
Father Michael is sent to reopen St. Agnes Parish in New Orleans after 2 priests meet violent, inexplicable deaths. Soon he discovers ties between the church and a seductive demonic force that lures victims through temptation. As dark rituals unfold, he faces a terrifying showdown with an ancient evil determined to claim his soul. Hack-o'-lantern.
You have intruded upon the ceremony of blood.
Tommy's childhood was scarred by his grandfather's satanic cult and the Halloween night sacrifice of his father. Now an adult, he struggles under the shadow of that legacy as the cult prepares once more to complete its rituals. With blood spilled and family bonds twisted, Tommy must confront his grandfather and the evil that has ruled his life.